the other ship, I don't know how to explain the way it looked, but it had like these big glass looking domey things on it that had like electric blue liquidy looking stuff in it. But I could see the heat waves coming off the engine things. Engines, they're not engines. But yeah, anyway, the second one. So like everyone started backing up and going into this corner by the house, by the mansion. And then what was it? I wanted to go see who it was and what was going on, like, because it's like, oh, another species. So like I left the gate and started walking up to it, and then I started crawling for some reason, and it felt really heavy trying to get up there. And then I saw them. They looked like stereotypical other ETs. They looked like greys as well, but they were short-ish, like average human size. And then I didn't go up to them. I was going to, but I didn't because I wanted to take my boyfriend up there to show him. Well, not to show him, so I wasn't alone. Stranger danger still applies, so... And then I went to go turn back to go get him, and I woke up. There was another one. This is me and my fiance, my boyfriend again. We was walking somewhere. I don't know if this place actually exists or not. Some of the places are like merged between other places, and some places I have actually never been. So whether they're real or not, I do not know. So but we was walking, and then it's got like this, it's got a little forest. So, and it's got a lake there. So we was like walking through the foresty bit, and we were walking on this path next to like one of those fences. One of them fences. And we was just gonna go and sit by the lake. And then what happened? Yeah, we went down to it, and then we saw like these grizzly bears, but they looked half cartoonish. They looked half cartoonish. And then they disappeared. I don't know why or whatever. And then we carried on walking, and then I saw this bag leaning against this tree, and we were like, what the fuck? And then and then we opened it, and it was full of weed. Yep. And we were like, what? Okay. And then we put it down, and then we sat down, by the lake, and we sat on like this wooden thing that was hanging over it a little bit. And then these kids came out of nowhere. And then one of them turned around to me and was like, "Can I have my bike back?" And I was like, "I don't have it." And she was like, "Yeah, you do." And I looked down and I was like sitting on it. Like it was under my legs. And then I was like, "Oh, right." And then I gave it back. And then my boyfriend was like, "Oh, I need to go work." Even though it was still the same day, I think. It was still like, it was sunrise, not sunset. It was more sunrise. And then, so I was like, "Oh, okay." And I went to go turn around to him to say bye, and he was gone already. And I was like, "What?" And then so I started making my way back home, but I didn't live where I lived. We lived like in a little bungalow on the side of a road. There's other houses. It's a main road as well. So like I went home, sorted myself out, left. But then I was like really upset because I was like I didn't get to say bye to him. And then I was trying to, I don't know, I wasn't trying to get to him. And then I was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go get the bag," because we wanted that back. And then as I was like making my way back to the woods, I couldn't get back. Sometimes that happens in my dreams. So like I kept on trying to get back to this one damn spot, and I just ended up everywhere else but there. And then eventually it started getting dark, so like I went the opposite way to where the woods are to try and get to them still, to go around. And I saw he looks like a rake again, as in the people species, not the garden equipment. And he didn't notice me, and then I started walking on all fours, and then I started running, and then I woke up. And then when I told my mate my dream about that, he said maybe that I might have turned into one of them. Maybe that's why he didn't notice. And I don't know if I did, because I never saw my reflection or anything. So, let me think. Oh my god. This is like a really, really old dream. It was a nightmare to me when I had it. I was like walking around places trying to find gems, elements, minerals. Like I had to find ruby, sapphire, emerald, a yellow stone, and I think an amethyst. I'm not sure. But all I remember is like from this one bit is that we was there was this old train bridge bit, and it has those underpass tunnel things in it underneath, and then there was like this little cart thing that you have hot dogs in. And one of the gems was there. It was the gems. It was the sapphire. And I was gonna go get it. and then I saw this man, and he was looking at me, and then his eyes started getting really, really big, and then his teeth started getting really big, but he only had canines, and they got like really like, and then his cheeks started splitting because of his face changing. And then, yeah, that freaked me out when I was younger. I don't know what infused that or whatever. I've had some messed up dreams. I've been chased by this boar at night who had red eyes, and they were like trying to kill me. I've been like not attacked, but they went for me. It was this deer. No, he wasn't a deer, he was a stag. And he had big black eyes. Unnatural. I've had a nightmare in my mum and dad's room where they don't have an underneath to their bed, but there was in my dream. And like I was sitting in there, and then the lights went off, but they have like this little window above their room, so it was still daylight outside, like outside that room. And like then I saw this short, what do they look like? A little demon or gremlin. And his face popped out of the darkness, and I was like, no. And then I freaked out, but I didn't want to get off the bed, obviously. And then I looked in the mirror, and I saw in the mirror from underneath the bed, I have this toy cat, and you press her paw and her eyes light up red, and she makes this weird sound. She's a Halloween toy. She was in it, and she was under the bed, and then she got switched on. And then, yeah, I couldn't get out the room though, because I tried to open the door and it wouldn't, and I woke up. And like, I've had this other nightmare. I know why this one was caused, but anyway. I was with my old friend, and she was in my mum and dad's room, and she was sitting on the bed, and my back was facing the door. And then she started screaming and crying, and I was like, what? And she was like pointing at the door, and like I was like, oh, okay. So I turned around, and there was this shadow man, and like I was like, oh shit. And then started running, and then I ran into my room, and I slammed the door, and then he chased after me, and then he was trying to get the door open. Like, he was like, and like I was like pushing up against the handle so he couldn't, and then like, I was pushing against my dressing table and the door, making sure, and then it stopped. I mean, like, he stopped trying to get in, so I was like, oh, okay. So I quickly jumped onto my bed and like put my head over my covers.